A chance for the Chargers, and they score!
Good afternoon, live from South County Commons. It's not Saturday night, it's Wednesday afternoon, and we are here with Man About Town. We are a production of 321 Media, and I got a small village with me here today, and you're going to get to meet everybody in the village, which is great. As you know, if you've been watching us and listening to us for the last 6+ years, the third Wednesday of every single month, we have Bill Doherty from the Mystic Luxury Cinemas, the All South County Cinemas, the Madison Cinemas, and the Westbrook, Connecticut Cinemas. And he's always said he's front of the house. And he constantly talks about my partner, the invisible man, and the back of the house. So today you are going to meet his partner. You're going to meet the partner's daughter. You're going to meet our newest popcorn dispenser, which you too can buy when you come to the films. And you all know producer Andrew Fiore.
How's it going, guys?
Who won't be here next week because for some reason he's having a birthday and would rather go see the Mets. You really shouldn't talk Mets when you're here. Anyway, we are going to talk everything movies today. And the reason I'm happy to have Harold Blank and his daughter Samantha here is because I was thinking as I was driving in, for 6+ years, Bill has given us his background, his feelings, all about working with his dad when he was 3 years old, building movie theaters. And we always talk about what movies are playing, what it's like to go to the movies, but we never talk about how do the movies get to the theater. From the time I was little, and probably anybody else who goes to the movies, you just decide what you're going to see, and you go. You can now buy tickets online, which is always preferable. Here they've got a kiosk even. You buy tickets when you come in if you'd like. You get your popcorn, you get your hot dogs, and today is National Hot Dog Day, and they've got Nathan's hot dogs. So you too can be like Joey Chestnut.
And eat 70.
Yeah, but if you eat you better use the mic if you're going to make little comments.
I'll tell you, I was just at Coney Island the other day.
Were you there for it?
No. But I saw the original Nathan's and everything. It is a whole culture down there.
Oh, it is.
It's unbelievable. The amount, there were like 3 different Nathan's in like the span of a street, and they had their own gift shop and everything. It's unbelievable.
And they show that contest on ESPN, which just grosses me out. But if you do come in today to see a movie and you do eat 70 hot dogs, A, you're not sitting next to me in the theater, but B, they'll let you have it for free if you can eat
all
70
of them.
You got to have 70 though, with the roll in the water. Anyway, we're not here for that. We're here to talk about how does the movie get here? And Bill has talked for years about my partner Harold is the one who deals with the film companies, but now he raves about Samantha because he says you're really good at getting the films. So tell people, because people come in, they watch a movie, they eat their popcorn, they either love the movie, hate it, maybe it's okay. They go home, they don't think about anything else. How do you choose the movies? How do they get here?
I think the main thing to focus on is making sure there's something for everyone, which is not easy sometimes with Hollywood, what Hollywood puts out there.
Especially after COVID.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So making sure there's something for everyone, family, action, art, everything is kind of a main priority when it comes to booking theaters, especially, we have plenty of screens here, but not all of ours do.
You have what, 8
screens here
in this theater? Okay.
Yeah.
We often talk about Bill's Theater in Mystic, which is 4 screens.
Yeah.
And Westbrook has 12, but you're only using 8.
Yeah,
Am I
10.
10? Oh,
10.
good.
So booking Mystic is hard just because you want to put as much as possible in there, but you can't always.
Well, when you deal with a company like Metro Golden and Mayer, they're still in business, right?
They are owned by Amazon, but they are still operating as
Everything's
MGM.
owned by Amazon.
Yeah.
Your hot dogs are probably owned by Amazon. But when you're dealing with a company like that, do they require you to? Do they say, okay, you've got 8 auditoriums here, and you've got 10 in Westbrook, and you've got 2 in Madison, right?
Yes.
And 4. Do they make you take so many? How does that all work?
They want as many screens as they can
Well,
get.
of course, they do. Greedy little. Yeah.
The studios put out a release date for their movies.
Yeah.
Generally.
Right.
So
And they-
Superman,
And you
What-
get them like a day ahead.
sometimes.
You hear
Yeah.
about
You get an
Friday
advance
openings,
show.
and he's showing them on Thursdays.
Yep. So they do advanced shows, and they set their date, and then they also give you their request list of who they want, screen of location wise. And as there's not much negotiation there, but sometimes there is. With if they don't want a certain theater, you can still get it in. But they set their date, and and it's always followed by
And
that
they
date.
set their end date too, right?
Nope.
No? So when they had the big Barbenheimer thing, you could have kept that as long as you wanted
Yep.
to?
And they prefer it, and we prefer it, just because back to what I said originally, you have as much product as possible. If you're holding Barbie through months, it's the
Wow.
way to do it.
Generally today, 80 to 90% of the pictures, maybe not that many actually, probably about 70% go on a wide release. And a wide release is all the theaters, anywhere, everywhere. There are other style of releases. One is the limited platform release, in which a film, mostly specialized film, will actually break in New York and LA first, and take
Right.
1 to 2 additional weeks to go out to another couple thousand theaters. A wide release is about 4,000.
4,000.
Up to 4,000
Really?
theaters. Up to 4,000 screens.
About 2,500 to 4,000.
Yeah.
And that includes the medium-sized cities and small places like Mystic and Madison?
Everywhere in the country.
Small town Iowa.
Yeah. One screens in Pennsylvania. Everywhere.
Now, do they track how many people are coming in for each showing, or they don't care? Just give us the money. They don't care if you have 2 people sitting in the theater or if you're sold out in for a specific time.
No, not for Pacific shows.
Yeah,
but
no.
We supply them with a box office report on a weekly basis of, broken down by every show,
By
and,
by
every day,
daytime, ticket type.
ticket price.
Yep.
And that's what we pay off of.
So what's hot right now?
Right now would be Superman. F1 is still kind of riding along too.
Right.
I think what we're waiting for is Fantastic Four next week.
Yep. We've heard about that
Yep.
as well.
Hoping that's the big one.
The first time they said that, I said, "Oh, a Beatles movie." No. Yeah, what I'm waiting for is fall, because
So
to
am
me,
I.
Summer is a lot of kids movies and action movies, but that's who's coming to the theater, and that's where the money's made.
This might be the first year that I am more excited for the fall than I was the summer, actually.
Really.
Yeah. I
But
think a lot
fall
of the
is where you get
specialty
to
is
meet
coming
the
in.
movies,
Yep.
and now they're contending for the Oscars too, right?
Yep.
Or they begin to.
They begin to, yes. I think this fall looks good on the quality level and quantity.
Well,
I
we
think.
know Wicked 2 is coming. That's a biggie.
Yes.
And I think Bill talked last month about something in the Marvel movies, or
Marvel this
Maybe
fall.
it's not
You talk about the fall and release schedule. I guess
Well,
starting in
Marvel,
September,
I guess starting in September we got
Conjuring.
Conjuring, then we have the final film in the Downton Abbey series coming in September.
oh, really?
Yes. We get into
Scarlett Johansson's movie.
yeah. No,
Johansson.
Margot.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson has Big Bold Beautiful Journey.
Margot.
Margot Robbie, middle of September.
We actually have something I'm very excited for is Jordan Peele's new psychological thriller, which is actually NFL based, called Him, which
Ooh,
will be
I haven't
interesting
heard
in my
about that.
opinion.
You got my attention now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would look up that trailer. That looks great in my opinion.
That's the end of September.
End of
Oh,
September.
I might have heard about this. Is this like a player comes into the league and he's
Yes.
dealing with like the money side of things?
Yep.
And just
And it's
What's-
Jordan Peele, so you
is
kind
this
of never
baseball?
know.
Football.
Football.
Football. Okay.
Which is a great release date, obviously,
Yeah.
because the NFL
NFL
season has started.
Yep.
and,
Right.
I think that will be. It's basically free marketing, honestly. Then you get into the remake of The Running Man,
Really?
November 7th, starring Glenn Powell as the Running Man. You get into what is on the
I'll
4th?
tell you a funny story about Glenn Powell on this movie. Back at CinemaCon, which is the annual
The one in
convention
Vegas.
in Vegas,
Yes.
every late March, early April.
That's the one that Bill says you don't ever take him to.
He
but you
doesn't
take
want
Raj.
to come.
Yeah. Well, he
So-
doesn't watch movies. He
Yeah.
just builds theaters.
But Glenn Powell was on stage talking about his movie, and he followed Tom Cruise, who was on stage earlier. And when he was talking about Running Man, he says, I called Tom and I was talking to him about the movie. And Tom told me, you better practice running because you really don't look that cool when you're running and you really have to get good at it. So Tom told him how to look good as
Did he
the
tell
Running
him
Man.
he has to hang off an airplane?
No.
wing
Yeah.
first? It's amazing. I mean, Tom Cruise, we all get older every year. He gets older and he's still making those kinds of movies.
He-
Which is amazing.
I don't think he is
He-
getting
He
older.
is one of Hollywood's best assets.
Oh, sure.
He loves the movies. He works very hard at making movies, and he is promoting the hell out of them all over the world. He'll get on an airplane and go from town to town promoting movies.
And he was even at F1, and he wasn't even in F1 promoting F1.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that movie I know has done very,
Very
very
well.
well.
Yes.
But in October, we also have the Roof Man.
Roofman, starring Channing Tatum, based on a true story.
Oh, like him a lot.
Love
He's
him.
Very good.
Yes.
A picture called After the Hunt.
With Julia Roberts, Io Edebiri, and Andrew Garfield.
I hope they give her something better to do than her last one. I saw one here, as a matter of fact, maybe a year and a half ago. I can't even remember the name of it. It was sort of like
For
a
Io?
rom-com.
Or Julia Roberts.
Yeah, it was Julia Roberts. It was just
Mm.
blah.
Hmm.
But I'm sure people went because it was Julia Roberts and she
Yeah.
hadn't been around in a while. I can't remember now who the male was, but it was just okay.
Mhm.
And of course, you mentioned Wicked for Good,
Yes.
which is the 21st, I think.
Right around
yes,
Thanksgiving.
22nd, I think.
22nd of November, followed a few days later by
Zootopia.
too.
Yes.
Oh my
Which,
God.
in my opinion, is a very much anticipated sequel.
So the movie business has changed in that. He's laughing.
Yeah,
I mean, it's changed a lot. from when
changed
I
a
was-
lot.
I mean, when I was a little kid, there was no such thing as Zootopia 2 or 3 or 4. I mean, I just did a newspaper article this past weekend in the Sunday paper, and I was amazed at how many, I had a list of how many different films there were. 10 of these and 7 of those. And it said, but the Japanese have us beaten. They have done 50 of something. San is their famous movie. Now, you just adjusted that. Tell people they can actually, if they come in here and the kid has a tantrum on the floor and you want to shut him up, you can actually buy one of these for your popcorn.
So
This was made for the movie Fantastic Four.
this is Galactus, who is in Fantastic Four as the villain. This is actually the biggest popcorn container made.
Really?
Yes.
341 ounces of popcorn.
Oh, yes.
It goes
Andrew
way,
and I will
way,
have
way
some.
down.
And it does
Oh God, you got the best popcorn. You really do.
His,
Turns on.
his lights.
His eyes light up
Oh,
too.
yeah. That
So-
means-
Oh,
can that be seen, or do
I
we
haven't
need to
zoomed
lift it?
all in.
Oh, you
Yep.
do.
but
Great.
but what's happening in today's world of I guess marketing, we're seeing more of these. This is a Smurf house, which is also a popcorn bucket.
Of course, it's a Smurf.
Um,
Are we having more Smurf movies?
There's a new Smurf movie coming out this Friday.
Wow.
Yes.
Is Papa Smurf still alive?
Yes, he is. And
But
we
they don't
actually
kill him
have
off, do
no,
they, in
no.
those?
And Rihanna is Smurfette in this one.
Oh, really?
Yes.
you talked about the business changing,
Oh, it's changed so much.
and I have
You
done.
really will have seen it
I've
change.
done this for 45 plus years.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, in 6 different countries, actually.
Really?
I had spent 3 years in Argentina, working for an Australian company developing movie theaters and buying film. As a matter of fact, Samantha was born in Argentina back then, and I worked in Mexico at great length developing movie theaters until I ended up doing it myself here in the Northeast of the USA. But the biggest issue in today's industry is the quality of the movie itself and what to make, because the habits have changed over the last 10 years.
People are more flighty and frivolous
You know,
about what
and-
they want.
And the young don't go to the movie theaters as much. So we need to get better at providing them something they want to see. You can say to me, well, what's that? I don't know the answer to that. And neither does Hollywood.
I
but
was
you
going to
keep-
say,
So
do
they
you
keep.
talk to Hollywood about that, or do they tell you mind your own business and just run
We
the
have
movies?
relationships with a lot of our sales reps at each studio that, I mean, they aren't taking our opinion on quality, but also our sales reps don't have much say in it either.
Mhm.
And we have some other people in
but
the
we
industry.
definitely, they want our opinions. I think so.
You know, they'll talk to us after screenings. We see a movie a week earlier. I mean, today we went to see Bad Guys 2 this morning, and which comes out on August the 1st.
That's right. You go to screenings all the time. You see
Yeah.
this stuff before it's here.
And you'll have other studios reaching out just to hear because they also are curious.
The making of movies is very difficult. It's very expensive, somewhat driven up by the competition from streaming.
I think the marketing costs as
the
well
marketing costs are very, very
are
high.
high.
Just the costs involved in making a film.
Yeah.
I remember, and I don't know how many years ago you probably would remember, but when they made Cleopatra, bigger than saying anything about Elizabeth Taylor, they said this is the first movie that cost $1 million to make.
And look at
now, you know, the makeup person.
and look
gets
at
it.
Mission Impossible was $400
Really?
million to make.
$400 million to make. Throw another $250 million on top for marketing, and before they're out of the box, they have spent $650 million. In order to make that back, they've got to do $1.3 billion. They'll never get there. Never.
So how do they stay alive?
I think everyone wants to know that answer.
I ask Bill that every time he's
Well,
on. How
obviously,
do you make any money?
obviously, there's ancillaries, there's airplanes, there's streaming forever, there's
Sponsorships.
there's all kinds of things that are put in the mix of money coming in the door. However, the cost to make these movies is out of whack.
Now,
I mean,
with the question of what do people want to see, it's tough because I hear a lot of people my age talk about there's too many live action remakes, there's nothing original anymore. And then the question comes up though, what do we want to see instead? You know?
if you look back over the last year and a half, for the fun of it, pick a movie that did well. The Glenn Powell comedy
The Anyone But You with Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell.
came out of
Right.
nowhere, did business. Why? Maybe it was Sydney Sweeney, who was coming off of a bunch of streaming stuff. Maybe it was just a fun little movie. Picture did extremely well.
Something that we do find is doing really well in the past 2-3 years are female driven films with female bases, which there aren't many. I think
Right.
Colleen Weaver's
the
movie.
Colleen Hoover It Ends With Us movie was
did
for
very
a demographic that doesn't get enough films, and when they do get them, they always outperform. So I think it would be nice to see more of that, whether it's book adaptations, whether it's rom-coms, whether it's just female lead movies.
The movie coming at Christmas time from
The Housemaid is another book adaptation that we are anticipating to be a big, due to just it's going to bring in that female demographic.
Is that an historical biography type?
No,
or
it's
is
a
it-
thriller. It's a
Oh, it is.
It's a thriller book by Frida McFadden, which I actually have read it. So I do know it's pretty popular, and it's pretty popular from ages 23 to 50s, 60s. It has that
So
demographic.
It's got a good universal appeal then.
Yes, and I think
Is it
there needs to be
primarily
more.
a female appeal, do you think?
Yes, primarily female. And as I said, there's not that many movies in the past 5 years. Yeah. Amanda Seyfried and Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney's in that one as
All
well.
right, so you had no choice. You grew up in this family.
I
You
did.
grew up with him, so you started going to the movies early,
I
right?
did. I was dismissed from school a few times to go to screenings.
Really?
And-
I was.
And
I
that's-
also-
Please excuse Samantha.
I
She's
also
going to the
grew up.
movies.
I actually grew up in a movie theater, visiting a movie theater in Burlington, Vermont, or Williston, Vermont, that he owned, and my brother would
That's
spend
the end of the world, Williston. Vermont.
my brother would spend all week going to as many movies as possible, and I actually spent my week behind the counter filling popcorn.
Of
As
course.
underage, I was not supposed to be working, but I was doing it because for fun. I loved it.
That's great. All right, so let me go back to you, Harold, and then we're going to go to our first break. But I know you went all over the world, but where did you actually grow up as a little boy?
In 30 seconds, I will tell you I was born in Boston.
Yep.
I grew up in Waterbury, Connecticut, where I moved when I was like 2 years old. Spent my childhood and through my teens there.
All right, so I can stop you right there because my question is, when you're a little boy in Waterbury growing up and you're playing with friends,
Right.
and one kid says, I'm going to be an NBA player, and the other one says, I'm going to be an astronaut. Did you say, I'm going to make movies, or I'm
No,
going to
I think I told him I was going to rob banks.
Did you?
No, no, I became interested in the movie theater business actually post college. I actually came out of college wanting to go into the music business as a entrepreneur in music venues.
Really?
That went no
Like
that
with the Brill building?
that went
building
no,
in New
that
York?
went nowhere.
Oh,
Although
okay.
although and I ended up in a movie theater and I liked it. I had a bit of the business in our family. My great uncle at one time owned about 70 movie theaters on the East Coast, which was quite a bit
That is sure
back
is.
then.
They were all one screeners.
Yeah, a lot
Probably.
of drive-in theaters.
Yeah.
So it was kind of in my blood, and I enjoyed it. And I've worked on every aspect of it, from building theaters to, designing them, concession stands, buying film. It's I love it. I like the movies. It's
sound
harder
just
and
like
harder and
Bill.
harder to make a dollar at it.
Sound
Well,
just like Bill.
But
Yeah. We hear that every month.
it's really neat to walk in the back of a movie theater and see the theater filled with people and either reacting to
Because it's an experience that they don't get at home.
and or
on the
laughing.
screen.
So
Yeah. But hopefully, we're going to take a break. You're not like Bill, who, if he goes into the back of the theater and sees a light on, he goes crazy from somebody's cell phone. And it should.
He should,
He
Yeah.
should.
because there are other people trying to enjoy themselves.
Exactly. And I had a really bad experience in his theater a couple of months ago. I was watching Conclave for my third time. I love that movie.
Oh, I've seen it.
And
so many.
I just love great acting, and it was so good, and it was beautiful. But I went in the morning because I wanted it nice and quiet. There were only 4 or 5 people, and there was a man there, and he was on his damn phone before the movie, during the movie. Then he went to sleep and he started to snore. I kept saying, "Where's Bill when I need him?"
And I think the best part about going to the movies too is that you can escape your phone, because phones are everything right now.
Yeah.
So it is the one time to put them away.
Exactly. And I still say there should be a sign. I know Lorraine didn't like the idea. There should be a sign. There's nothing wrong with saying, leave it in your car, or we'll be happy to keep it at the desk for you. And anyway, that's another whole subject. We're going to take a short break. We will be back with Harold and Samantha Blank. We will be here with Rashmi Hauser, who is the manager of this theater. We might even drag Bill in, and this is a chance for us to eat some popcorn. You're listening to 321 or watching 321. I'm still not used to streaming. We are a production of 321. We're Man About Town, and we'll be back shortly.
D&V Mechanical specializes in the installation, maintenance, and servicing of Mitsubishi Ductless mini-split heat pump systems. We are certified by Mitsubishi as Diamond Elite Contractors and factory trained and up to date on the proper procedure of the installation and service of Mitsubishi Ductless heating and air conditioning ductless heat pumps. We assist with the paperwork to reduce much of the stress-related documentation required to get the state rebates and federal tax incentives. We are not a jack-of-all-trades, master-of-nothing company. We are masters of ductless heat pumps. It's what we do, and it's what we know.
What's going on, everybody? It's Patrick down here at the Wireless Zone at Dunn's Corners at 224 Post Road, and everybody down here is getting the brand new iPhone 16. We have it here in stock. The best part is right now, if you trade in your old phone, you get it for free. We got deals all weekend, awesome savings. Come on down and see us, 224 Post Road, Dunn's Corners, Verizon Wireless Zone. We'll see you soon.
Hi, this is Dan from Lathrop Insurance. In this challenging insurance environment, Lathrop Insurance can be your beacon in the storm to help you find the coverage you need at the right price. Now, more than ever, you need a partner in the insurance industry that can work with multiple carriers to make sure you have the right coverage at the right price. Lathrop Insurance carries home, auto, and business insurance and can be reached at 401-596-2525. We've been supporting the local community since 1939, and we look forward to working with you.
Experience local excellence with Roof Right Roofing in Charlestown, Rhode Island. With over 40 years of unmatched expertise, Roof Right specializes in architectural shingles and holds the prestigious title of GAF Master Elite Installers. Known for their commitment to the community and support for local initiatives, Roof Right is your trusted partner for all of your home's roofing needs. Call today for a free estimate at 401-212-4140.
Oh shoot, we took out the water fountain.
We are back. We're having a good time eating popcorn and ordering Raj to get some water and soda for us, and you'll be meeting him shortly. But we're back with Samantha and Harold, and we were talking about marketing. And I said to Samantha, are you talking about your marketing, or are you talking about the film companies? And she said, both.
Yeah. So part of my job actually is social media marketing, which has become in any industry.
Oh yeah.
Something you need to keep to stay alive. And
do you yourself do it, or do you have someone who does
I do it myself. Yeah.
Does he do any work? It sounds like you're doing everything.
No, he does. And studios know that. They know that social media is their biggest asset, especially and sometimes in marketing. And it comes with their trailers. I think with any film, no matter what it is, studios want to build anticipation with marketing.
Hang on one
Yeah.
second. How was the movie? Well, what did you see?
We saw Superman.
You saw Superman. Do you mind coming over just for a minute? Oh, this is 321 Media. We are a streaming service, and we're talking to the people who bring the movies in. These are the owners who bring the movies into this theater and all the others.
Do you know Francis?
I am.
Oh dear, here we go.
You know Peggy?
Silva? Yes.
She's my dear friend.
Going right downhill, isn't it?
She came here with you.
Yes.
Yeah, they wouldn't bring me.
We'll be back in a moment, folks.
I know. You took very good care of us. We came in.
I just want to know if one of you would lean over and tell us about
You
Superman.
didn't like it.
I mean, I remember.
Uh-huh.
The special effects were really, really something.
Did you like the dog?
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the dog.
Ah,
Sam told me. Sam learned yesterday.
Microphone.
Sam learned yesterday, I guess, on social media somewhere that
513% up in Google searches for adopting dogs since Superman.
Wow.
that's amazing.
It must not
But
have
they
been the same without Gene Hackman, though, as Lex Luthor.
I happen to agree with you on that. When I walked out of the movie and I liked the movie, I said to myself, I need Gene Hackman playing.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm just taking a guess. When I go in there, it's just not going to be the same.
No.
I need Gene Hackman in anything. He was one of my absolute
I thought the
favorites.
characters were great. I thought Superman was good. And Greg Horton was-
We will tell Peg that we saw you.
Please do. Well, I'm gonna- she's
Yeah, they
coming
came
down
over
again
to
in
give a
couple of weeks.
comment,
Great.
and they know each other.
She's off golfing this.
She's golfing this week.
Okay, well, thank you so
Peg
much.
golfs on
They're like-
Tuesdays.
they're the good time sisters, you know. That's what they call themselves. There are 5 of them,
Uh-huh.
all from Emmanuel College.
We always have a good time.
Enjoy. Stay healthy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks again. I think.
Peter, you are Harold. Harold, nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Bye now.
Bye.
That's it's cool in there.
Okay.
We don't charge any
Oh my
extra
God.
for cool.
No, I even brought my jacket because I thought it might be cold out here in the lobby.
Wow.
Okay, thank you. The guy who is not a waiter,
You got a Jaws 50 on.
I guess I did.
have a seat for a moment, and we will get back to marketing. But while he's here,
All the cups have designs on them, folks.
oh yes, mine is Jaws.
Jaws
Oop,
50.
I can't even lift it.
Oh,
One of the straws, okay?
yeah, it's funny with Superman. I even was just talking to my friends. One of them saw it today. My chat was just blowing up talking about their thoughts on it. It's driven a lot of conversation. I haven't seen it yet, but I've been meaning to.
The movie's gotten very good commentary from those who see it. I think it's the popcorn meter's like at 93% on
93, yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes. The reviews are very good. I actually found I need to go back and see it a second time.
And dog adoption is up.
Yeah.
But do they realize that the dog on the screen doesn't have to be taken out? And yeah, that's interesting, but that's great because I'm a dog lover.
If there's
I'd
one
love to
thing
hear
that isn't about movies that I will harp on, it's adopting dogs.
Yeah. Well, you are about to meet Rashmi Hauser. He is the general manager of this wonderful theater. And it's not easy, is it, keeping up with 8 auditoriums? You've got great people that work here.
Yes,
I have
yeah,
never
our
been
staff is
here
fantastic.
that it wasn't pristine in the
Well, thank you.
auditorium, on the floor, on the rug, and in the restrooms.
Yeah,
It's
thank you.
just perfect.
Thank you.
And they're so nice. Your people act whether they're acting or not, and I don't think they do. But
Some
they,
of 'em,
they
but that's all
appear
right.
to say to everyone, "Thank you for coming. Hope
Yep.
you have a good time." You know, when you buy the ticket, you go in. They honestly care about what they're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah, we pride ourselves on our presentation, you know, both in the theater and out in the lobby. So, that whole aspect of it that is missing from a lot of other movie theaters. So we want to make sure people are feeling welcome, feel at home, so that way they continue to come back, watch more movies and everything like that.
Do you wear glasses since you got this job because you see so many movies? How many movies do you see in a week? I know it's constant.
It depends on the week. I always slow down in the summer because I work more often. But
you don't work in the winter?
No, it's just it gets so busy that you don't have time for that second movie of the day.
But I know Bill has said that Harold always takes you to Vegas.
Yes, yeah, we get
you,
some nice
you go up to
opportunities.
Boston to see movies.
Yep.
Rashmi loves movies.
I do love movies. They're wonderful.
And you don't care what the subject is, or
no? I think there's something interesting in everything, whether it's like something for 2-year-olds or 90-year-olds.
Storytelling is still,
if it's done right,
in my opinion, a wonderful art form. And I think Hollywood will get it together and tell the right stories so that the industry, goes on for many, many years.
But aren't there times where the special effects overwhelm the storyline?
Absolutely. I mean, look,
because we got to do this. We have to blow up this building. We have to have Tom Cruise hang off an airplane wing. We have, otherwise people won't like it.
What Hollywood has still and needs more of is there are directors out there that they don't care about CGI. They don't care about special effects. They literally do just want to tell a story. Christopher Nolan, I mean, he does care about IMAX and all that, but he tells great stories. There's so many smaller directors that are out there and there's up and coming directors, there's up and coming producers, and they're out there.
It's got to be hard for them to break in.
And
Absolutely.
A24 is a studio that in the past they're 10 years old. Yep. A24 has created a fan base over these 10 years. They have put so many films out there to cater to every single individual out there.
Yep.
And not all of them work.
Not all of them do business.
But they are dedicated to creating those stories that aren't going to get told by a major studio.
Yeah. The major studios have a big issue right now where they're scared to make almost anything.
Why?
Unless
Because
it's a
expense?
surefire hit because of the expense.
I think expense and just criticism.
And criticism
And
too,
yet,
of course.
how do you know it's going to be? I'm sure there have been
Well,
movies made
you never
that they
know.
thought would be big.
never know.
Last fall,
Yeah, franchises. That's what's
what year
doing.
are we? 2025. The fall of 2024 had a sequel from Joker, and a few months earlier had a sequel from Mad Max.
Yeah.
And these were both Warner Brother movies. The
Talking
combination, those two movies, I would say Warner Brothers lost about $400 million.
Ooh.
Now, Rashmi just said, there's a fear of, it's hard to jump into the fire and make a movie when all of us, and if you make the wrong one today, and they took Joker, the first one was the predecessor to that movie was a huge hit. They went and made this movie a musical and just
Drove everyone away.
Was it a
So
musical? I didn't know that.
I would call it a
I wouldn't
jukebox. It's a jukebox musical.
Yes,
Oh,
it's not
it's
even the
even worse.
musical aspect that is the bad part. It's just not a very good story, and that's where a lot of other
And that's
issues
what
come in
Harold's saying.
because
It's gotta be
you have to
good
find that balance
storytelling.
between the quality,
Right.
For a certain dollar
And
amount.
this is a studio that you'd say used to have 20 to 25 films a year, and now they're terrified to make anything. They've got 8 this year.
Yeah.
So
How much do you think we talked about the phones earlier in the theater, but do you think one of the problems with getting younger audiences is that the attention spans have gone down with short form content?
I have talked about this with my friends a lot. That TikTok has ruined kids. Like if they don't get content within 30 seconds, they skip it.
Yeah.
So I think movies are I think honestly, if I was in that position, I would want to almost force myself to be able to sit through a movie because I think we're losing that attention span.
Yeah, I
think-
see it myself. Honestly, I'm doing some self-analysis. I'm like, when is the last time I went? I'm like, besides a franchise, I'm like, oh geez, maybe our attention span's getting
And
smaller.
like I know people who can't watch them at home and I'm like, I watch movies at home all the time because I just like watching movies. But like, there's people who literally cannot do it.
I think part of it is also, the movies need to grab your attention. And sometimes they're a little longer, drawn out. Not that a long run time is going to mean a bad movie. Look at Oppenheimer. 3 hours and nearly $1 billion later, and that's one of the best movies of this century. But you also, again, it's that hard act to balance filmmaking where do you make it shorter and snappier so you grab more people? Do you make it longer and more meaningful so that it like has a lasting impact? And then of course, what dollar amount do you assign
And I've heard
a
people
superhero
say,
movie
friends
versus
of
a
mine,
drama?
I don't want to have to go and think. I just want to be entertained.
But
So
thinking
they
is
don't
fun.
want Oppenheimer.
We
They
like
want
thinking.
Barbie.
We all want Barbie.
My favorite,
See,
my
the-
favorites are the ones. I don't know. I've never been drawn by the action itself. For me, like 12 Angry Men is one of my favorite movies ever. It's in
Yeah,
one room.
great movie.
You know,
Good
it's-
man.
love that
It's a great movie.
I think personally the best movies, the movies that I go back to rewatch are never. I'm never rewatching an action movie. I'm never rewatching. I mean, I do rewatch some Marvel movies
Oh,
actually.
yeah, Marvel's
but,
got some good stories though. That's
but
the
it's
thing.
Conclave. Like the Conclave is a
Yeah.
great example of something you go
such
back
a
and you
good movie.
rewatch
The
because
textured performances.
you'll
and
pick up something new every
writing.
time.
Yeah.
Probably.
Absolutely.
So it's those ones that actually do make you think that have a lasting impact.
Yeah,
But I'm sure
absolutely.
it didn't make the money that
Oh,
some of the
Conclave did
franchises-
decently.
Conclave actually did
Yeah,
pretty
Conclave
Did
broke
it?
out.
Yeah. And
You-
Focus
Of course, it sounds terrible, but it helped when the Pope died and then
Yeah,
it
it
brought
really
the movie
did.
back.
Actually.
Yeah.
We brought it back.
Yep.
'Cause then-
Great
yeah, I know.
marketing. Great marketing.
Yeah.
Free marketing on our part.
Yeah, well,
No.
I started bugging Bill immediately. I said, he's not going to make it. Bring it back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we brought it back for a week
Yeah.
in some of our theaters. Yeah.
And I think Conclave is actually a really good example because that's one of the ones where, it's designated for, or it's created, obviously for anyone, but the marketing and everything is targeted towards an older audience. But it ends up being championed by a lot of young people because they, see those working relationships. There's some petty drama within the movie that really
So, I gotta
grab
ask
the young
Andrew,
people and they
Did
really
you
liked
ever
it.
see it?
I haven't.
And the reason I'm asking him is he's raised in a family where
Mhm.
his father was principal of a Catholic school. He's raised in a very devout Catholic family. I figured you'd be there for every performance.
I've heard some Catholics say they couldn't stand it. My brother,
No.
yeah,
Yes.
Now, why did
There-
they say that?
There's a definitely controversy with
The ending.
the ending. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
which-
yeah. Yeah,
I
that
think a
little
lot of
thing.
people too. I actually spoke to someone about this. A lot of Catholics almost didn't even go see it because I think they assumed it painted the church in a bad way.
Yeah. Which
So
it
I
actually
think-
it
and
doesn't.
It doesn't
No,
in the way. It
it's-
doesn't in the way. I think a lot of people just kind of assumed that when you see what this movie, like from the first look at it, you
Yeah.
think that.
I actually liked about that movie is that I thought it painted the Cardinals as regular people. And they
Yes.
are
exactly.
regular people
Yep.
before they are Cardinals.
Yeah.
So the competitive,
Chicago White Sox
Right.
fans even.
right.
Yeah.
So the competitiveness of the Cardinals kind of siding with one or siding with the
Yeah,
other
exactly.
of who's going to be the next
They
pope.
got a little political.
You know
in there.
something
Yeah.
goes, I'm sure goes on behind those doors. They don't go back there and they're very nice and they say, okay, time to vote.
Right.
No, I'm sure there's some jockeying for position going.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And it gives you a chance to, single out a character that you identify with and can kind of latch onto and support and champion through the movie. So
This is probably a very unfair question, which is why I'm going to ask all three of you. You've been watching movies your whole life. It's probably ridiculous to pick out one, but do you have a favorite, either a favorite genre or a favorite actor, or you never forgot Richard Dreyfuss's performance in Jaws. I saw him interviewed on, I don't even remember now what show it was, a week or two ago for the 50th anniversary. And he didn't want to do it. He kept turning it down.
Yeah.
And he finally did it. And he said, I thought it was going to be a bomb. And, you know, they don't know.
Well, there's a lot of movies that, you know, you think might bomb, but they end up, you know, being massive. But as far as like a favorite actor, probably Harrison Ford is a big one for me.
So you'd go see anything?
Oh yeah, anything. Yeah.
Terrific actor.
Yeah, he's fantastic. And a favorite movie, probably Airplane.
Airplane.
Yes, I love that movie. It's fantastic. It's really,
And
really great.
You saw it enough times that
Oh,
you
yeah.
knew all the dialogue.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you'd
Oh
say
yeah,
the-
yeah. I'm excited for the Naked Gun reboot. It's coming out in August, so
You get to see that. I think is it next week?
I think
maybe?
I think that's next week.
What
Yeah,
about
so-
Samantha?
I have no idea who I would say for my favorite actor or actress.
Oh, well, what kind of films have you liked? Because
one
you've
of
been
the
watching
movies-
since you were a little kid, I guess.
I think one movie that sticks out to me that it probably is my favorite, but I think I've just because I've seen it so many times. I have watched Devil Wears Prada maybe 100 times.
Wow.
The second one.
and
That's next year.
Yeah. And speaking of Conclave, I literally love Stanley Tucci from that movie. So he's up there for one of my favorites. But
and he cooks.
There's
Yes.
so I know. I
Yeah.
actually read his book too. So
That's funny. Favorite movie, which I've been doing this for, as you know, a long time, 40, 50 years or so.
So Birth of a Nation must
No.
have been your, right?
Let's hope
Been
not.
asked the question numerous times, and seemed to have been asked the question years ago when we would get together. We'd always talk with our people in the industry, what's your favorite 10 movies and everything. And I always came up with pretty much the same answer, and that is Godfather. I think that
the whole trilogy, or
well, break
Not
it
the
down
third.
to the original Godfather, and then you can add on the second one, which is a magnificent sequel. With De Niro, who's and I don't think I have a favorite actor. I certainly would put Robert De Niro up there as one of the guys who you got to look at. He mentions Harrison Ford, and Harrison Ford has made dozens and dozens of marvelous motion pictures. I mentioned Dustin Hoffman, as a terrific actor. On the female side, Kate Blanchett, I think, is magnificent.
interesting. No, I just said interesting.
Yeah. In modern day actors, it's harder to come up with.
They're still out there though.
Oh, yeah.
There's
I mean,
a
I
bunch
think.
of
Look, I think Tom Cruise, as a commercial actor, terrific. Al Pacino over the years has, is a magnificent actor.
Glengarry Glen Ross,
Yeah,
any one
I
of
mean-
them in that movie.
Yeah.
And Pacino actually has a tendency to overact, I think, sometimes.
but it's great. Every time it's great.
He was
Yeah.
perfect in
Dog Day
The
After-
Irishman.
The Irishman.
Yeah.
The Irishman was
Yeah.
fantastic.
That was one of the long ones.
as
too.
filmmakers, Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
Just a great filmmaker. Christopher Nolan, we've mentioned a couple times today. Maybe today's best filmmaker, if there is such a thing.
Yeah, him. I would say him, Ryan Coogler, and Greta Gerwig are probably the three best,
Ah,
and in terms of balancing, the quality and the commercial aspect of it.
but
too.
as good as those three are,
Mhm.
do you think that they get nervous each time saying, this is going to be 650 million and this
Oh,
is gonna be-"
absolutely,
which is how we began. I mean, it's got to be scary,
I mean,
even for the experienced ones.
Yeah.
if you look
Absolutely.
at Greta Gerwig and Barbie, the amount of money they put into that set, and Warner Brothers even admitted they had no idea it was going to do what it did. So they put all their eggs into that basket, not expecting it to come out as what it did, and it worked.
We were at CinemaCon that year, and everyone was saying it was Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning and Indiana Jones were going to be the top of the summer. Everyone was saying that. And then they were like, oh yeah, Oppenheimer will fare well, Barbie will fare well. And then, that was like 2 months before the movies came out. And then obviously history's happened and Barbie was the highest grossing movie of the year. And yeah, so it can
and
always
Oppenheimer
change.
did 900 million.
Yeah, which is
A picture
insane.
that-
Insane.
Well, that
It's
all
insane.
became like a cult culture.
Yes.
You had to go see the two of them. One,
Oh, yeah.
back
Yeah.
to back.
Yeah.
That was a thing.
It was getting girls who were 19, 18 years old going to see 3 hours of Oppenheimer, which they have never have seen before. They were getting
and guys to go
and
see
never-
Barbie.
and it was the same thing. And I would have seen both of them, but what it did was something that no one saw coming,
Right.
which in my opinion goes back to the whole marketing of it. And
Yeah, we were talking marketing before you came.
but the marketing of Barbie and Oppenheimer together is something that I don't think could be recreated.
No, it's
Everyone
truly
ridiculous
organic.
marketing.
It's truly, yeah.
It started even like before there was a first look image or anything. It was like 2 years before the movies had even come out. Someone saw they were right next to each other on the release slate and said, "Oh, this is kind of funny," and then it just snowballed
Swept
from
away.
there. Yeah,
I actually commend Warner Brothers on the marketing of Barbie. I think that they did a magnificent job with that picture. And it's very, very hard, I think, to market film, to hit the right audience. And
Making a video.
the two of them, when Oppenheimer came along and created Barbenheimer, is a phenomenon that nobody expected, nobody could plan. It's one of those things that just sweeps the world.
Well,
And
I
there'll be another.
I remember Bill
Wicked and Gladiator, and it just didn't work. So
Everyone remembers
Wicked
how
worked.
they saw
Wicked worked.
Barbie.
Gladiator did.
Everyone I know, like if you like, oh yeah, did you see Barbie and Oppenheimer
Yeah.
when they came out? Everyone has a story for it.
well,
Like,
that's when people, that's when
Yeah.
people really actually fully came back to the theaters.
Yeah.
That's a
There
very
were
good
there were
point.
three stops, post COVID. The first stop was Spider-Man: No Way Home,
yeah, I saw that. 3
which
times.
everyone and their mother saw,
Yeah.
and then there was Top Gun: Maverick, and then there was Barbenheimer.
Wow.
Yes.
And Top Gun brought back an older crowd.
Yes,
And Barbie
Yep.
brought back the younger crowd.
Yes, yeah.
That's how it
speaking
worked.
About Barbie, I remember Bill being on the show and saying that he saw the guy that delivers the Coca-Cola
Mhm.
to the Mystic Theater, and he had just seen a movie. He said, "What did you see?" And the guy was kind of shuffling, a little embarrassed, and he said, "I saw Barbie." And I think his wife or girlfriend or somebody dragged him to see it. And he said, "Well," and he said, "I really, really liked it."
It's a great
It's a
movie.
good
So,
Yeah.
he said he was talking about the fact that it just got such a wide audience.
And I think they pulled it off really well with that movie.
We're going to be taking a break, and we're going to give you two a break. We're going to bring Bill back. I don't know if you have to go to work or if you can stay with us.
I'm here for anything you need.
That'll be great. You're listening to Man About Town. We are a production of 321 Media. We are going to pay some bills with the
Hi,
local.
I'm Chris Kozłowski, owner of Broadview Florist and Garden Center in Duns Corners. For over 40 years, our family-owned business has been your go-to destination for beautiful, custom-made floral arrangements. Whether it's a special event or just to brighten up your day, we create highest quality designs tailored just for you. Trust Broadview Florists to make every moment unforgettable. Visit us today or give us a call at 401-322-0390.
Let's all go to the beach. I wanna go to the beach. Cold weather sucks, let's get some relief. I'm telling you it's well within our reach. Take me to the beach today.
we're back, and I'm eating popcorn. You never get better popcorn than at any of these theaters.
It's so
Terrific.
good.
Terrific. And it's because of real butter.
Real butter on the popcorn. That is correct.
Absolutely.
So we are back with Raj, and we're also back with the guy that you see the third Wednesday of every month, Bill Doherty from the Mystic Luxury Cinemas, the All South County Cinemas, Madison and Westbrook. We're talking about favorite movies, and I know that's for you. That's like one of three.
One of three movies. That's
Right?
correct.
Well, My Cousin Vinny, right? Isn't that
I
your
do that
favorite?
one. Is way up there, yes. But the one example I always give is Deliverance. I love Deliverance. I just think that was just such a well done movie on a small, basically no budget.
Didn't they just bring that back for so many years? Or,
I
or
don't
they're
know if
about
they've done
to?
that one, but I certainly
It's
would love to show
a risky one to do.
Yeah.
But I remember I think it was the first week or so that I was working in Mystic. Bill and I were just talking, and he brought up Deliverance. And then the next shift I came in for, he had a Blu-ray copy, handed it to me, said, "Watch this," and I did, and it was
You
great.
didn't give me one. I have never seen it.
Really?
And
Uh-oh.
That said, you are going to continue to
On the
wait.
next third Wednesday of the month, we'll have a Blu-ray copy.
And the reason I love that film is because, again, I've explained I'm not a big fan of the CGI, especially this AI now. No,
Right.
I like the regular movies, I'll call them. But
Yeah, well, I do too.
that one there has a great storyline to it, and also at the time the actors were up and coming actors. Burt Reynolds, John Voight. They did not have the big names as they do obviously today.
Right.
But that's the film that catapulted them to the stardom.
That's why I like college basketball more than I like professional. They try harder when they're coming up.
Exactly.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's really I'd say those are two great ones to go with. My Cousin Vinny and Deliverance. Yep.
So that's it. Out of an entire career in the movies, you got a whole two.
Well,
But
what
actually,
was the
your
last
points
movie you
are great.
watched?
Secret Mall Apartment.
Yes.
Yes.
I did
Secret
watch-
He actually
Mall
got.
Apartment.
He actually
Fall
watched
one?
a
Yes.
recent one. Yes.
That was
What is
super.
that
You're
out
still
on?
showing it here, weren't you?
No, we're not at the moment, but we are looking to bring it back. Hopefully sometime in August, maybe September.
Yeah.
We did play it for
Yeah, when the colleges
about
are
10
starting
or
to
11
come in
weeks.
and they're
Yeah.
packing in, show the parents what goes on.
What now was that like a nationwide thing or a local thing?
Yeah, local story, but national
It
release.
was national.
It
Okay,
was,
because
yeah.
when I saw the
Absolutely.
ads, I assumed it was just a local thing.
No, it was I think it was at
I don't think it probably
Sundance or
played
something.
big in Iowa like it did in
Probably not,
Providence,
but no, Providence had. Are they the number one
Yeah,
gross on
Providence
it?
was
right?
number one.
Yeah.
And they
Of
got
course.
they had maybe, I'm gonna guess, I think it was like 40 runs. So it's not like it went mass, but
Yeah.
it certainly
Yeah.
hit the circuit in the big
Yeah.
cities
Yeah.
in New York, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now-
it's a great story. It really,
I
it's
saw
real.
the commercials. I got to see it. There was a performance I wanted to bring up. One of my favorite movies, Vice. Christian Bale. You want to talk about dedication to a film? Christian Bale made himself so big that he could look like Dick Cheney in real life, and it was
Yeah,
just.
it's
But
a
if you really ask
dangerous
me, I get
thing.
more excited over your film that you made a couple of years ago. No, but I'm being serious about that because that has more meaning to me. And you and I have shared the story about how your whole class came down for a class project. That means more than the films that I showed there today.
I appreciate that a lot.
Because
Yeah.
I know that you and your friends are going to take that for the rest of your life. You'll always remember that night.
I just had a kid. He's going into the military now. I haven't spoken to him in like 2 or 3 years. Lost touch. He just reached out to me like last week, asking me if I could send him the movie for old time's
You
sake.
just proved my point. But
Yeah.
he didn't talk to you about Jurassic Park or Superman, did he?
Nope.
But he
Nope.
talked about a film that you made.
Reached out for that. Yeah, he
That's
was
right.
like, just for the memories, man. Do you mind sending that out?
For
Of
those
course.
people who have no idea what we're talking about, because this did come up a month or so ago, Andrew was doing a senior project in high school,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Decided to make a movie, and Bill let him show it at his place.
Yeah, and there
bring
was
the
all his
class.
whole senior class came over. They were in their tuxedos, and as he said, that his fellow classmates remember that more than their prom.
Yeah.
So that's why it means so much to me, because I know that there's a whole class out there that will always remember how they went down to the Mystic Cinema, saw a film that was made by one of their classmates.
But the one thing we didn't talk about was you didn't give them the malted milk balls for free, did you? You charged them good,
I
didn't
charge
you?
those concessions. We charge everybody.
Oh, good.
You, I charge double.
That's great. What do you have upcoming that you're excited about? Not for you to see, but to bring people into the Mystic Luxury Cinema.
Well, actually, it's funny you say that. Tonight, we have one of the great films that I've actually thought of going there tonight. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, it's tonight.
It's tonight, yes. So if you're not doing
Tonight
anything,
at
Ron,
7.
I did
Yeah.
want to see that again.
It's obviously a very, very good movie.
It is. Well, see, I love great acting.
Yeah,
And
that's
the thing
that's one
about
of the
that
that's one of the
movie
movies.
is, other than Nicholson and other than the woman who won the Oscar for playing the nurse,
Yeah.
Other than those who were names, it was those little people that went on to have great careers. Many of them,
absolutely.
they were fantastic.
I was also talking about some of our event filming films that are coming. We got one of your favorites coming back in September, the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Why don't you go do something over there?
No, and you'll be glad to know we're bringing Rocky Horror to the Westbrook cinemas, where we have a huge auditorium. We're going to attempt to sell it out with over 300 Rocky Horror fans. That's in October. So
And they are doing that live in October at the Granite Theater in Westerly, and you and Nicole are going to work on something together.
I love that.
A cross promotion.
Well, maybe this is more up your alley. How about the 75th anniversary of Sunset Boulevard?
I never saw. Wasn't around to see it, but
Well, now you have the
I
opportunity.
know what it is because I saw the Broadway show way back.
Oh yeah,
and
Yep.
that is quite. Is this like Gloria DeHaven or somebody
Yes,
like
yep,
that?
yep.
Oh my God, I can't believe I know that name.
Psychic Patty Griffin. She'll be back. We got a big following for her. She'll be playing at all our theaters here coming in August.
She's very big in Madison. I
Madison,
know.
we sell her out all the time. So if any of you have any interest in psychic mediums, Patty Griffiths is coming on August 17th in Mystic. Let's see what else we got here. The 35th anniversary of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Hard to believe that's been out for 35 years, but yes. we
And
have an
I missed
anniversary.
it.
You
Damn.
missed it. Well, maybe the next one. But again, I got one for you though. The Sound of Music. See, more up your alley.
No, it's
No?
not.
Really?
It is not up my
Great,
alley.
great.
What is
No.
what is your favorite movie? You asked everyone else.
I have a few. Believe it or not, I loved a movie that goes way back. Anytime I'm sick, it's like having comfort food. That's a movie called Marooned.
Okay.
I remember that.
Yeah.
With Richard Crenna and with Gene Hackman,
Yeah.
and that's a great movie. And it's about astronauts who get marooned up there. There's only enough oxygen for 2, and there's 3 of them.
Oh wow!
And that's really a great. That's one of them. Jack Lemmon in. Oh my God! Why can I never remember it? I always say. I can tell you all about it, and I can't think of the name of it, but I will before 5 o'clock.
One
Yes.
more on the events. This one's really a special one for me. For any of you Deadheads out there, the Grateful Dead movie is coming here in August 14th and 16th, and that's part of the Fathom events. Is that Fathom, Raj?
I think that one's Trafalgar.
Okay, it's Trafalgar. But what's neat about that, in 1980, when I went away to Roger Williams College, my first year in college, my roommate, it was his father who directed the movie, Leon Gast.
Really?
Who has won Academy Awards. He directed the Muhammad Ali When We Were Kings movie.
Mhm.
I actually got to held his the Academy Award that he won for that. But Leon has passed away.
Will
But,
that be a special ticket that they have to get online, or can they use, just go in and
well, you can
regular?
buy tickets, but hopefully we'll start selling it
Because
out.
I have my next door neighbor, anything Grateful Dead, he's
Well,
there.
This was a movie that Leon did back in the 80s. So,
I'm sure he's seen it. This guy is 65 years
oh, well,
old.
please
and
come on down.
has all the shirts and has all the merch and
Yeah.
all the tie dye
It's
and
the,
everything.
the,
Yep.
meet,
So
the
I
meetup
think we
at the
call them
movies.
Deadheads, right?
Yep.
All the Deadheads will be there, and that's coming up here in August. And just a reminder to everybody.
I was going to ask when Harold and Samantha were here, and we were going so good, I didn't want to interrupt. But when you have special things like a 50th anniversary movie or a ballet or opera that you have that's coming from Europe, does that come through the regular film companies, or is that something different?
It depends. Some of them are curated, nationally through Fathom Events. Some of them are, available by booking from Trafalgar or Iconic Releasing. And then some of them are just regular features, the studios decide to put back out.
I just remembered the Jack Lemmon movies.
Yeah.
Save the Tiger.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
One of my absolute
I
favorites.
just, for the first time, watched Some Like It Hot.
Yeah.
And that was very, very good. I really liked that one. Another great Jack Lemmon.
Even though it had Tony Curtis.
Yeah.
I just couldn't stand him in Spartacus.
That's understandable. It is. Yeah.
It is? Okay, I was like, am I stupid for this?
Great.
Yeah. Oh, that one's a great one. Yeah.
It really is. But I mean, you obviously saw the original Spartacus, and Tony Curtis with his Brooklyn accent when he kept looking at Kirk Douglas and saying Spartacus.
It's a little rough to get through sometimes.
When I was a teenager, my favorite movie was probably Ben-Hur.
Oh,
I
okay.
saw that umpteen times.
That's a great one. Great
how do you think
classic.
that film would work on your TV?
Not nearly as good.
I think when you had the rowing scene, you'd have about 2 rowers. Or have a small TV.
I always like to remind everybody when
Yes.
they go out and they purchase
That's right.
their televisions, you measure your televisions in inches. We measure our screens in feet.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you also have surround sound, which very few people have in their homes.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Sure. What you got?
Has there ever been a time where you've done a TV show in the movie theater? For example, like a big finale that goes viral, like Seinfeld. When they did the Seinfeld in Times Square, have you ever had something like that where there was a TV show so big?
Matter of fact, yes.
The MASH finale or something?
No. This goes back. Raj, you may have been in Mystic at the time. There was a show about, I believe it was tree forts, where people were building these tree forts in their yards, and there was a couple from Mystic who went on the show and they built it, and so they did the unveiling, and the night of the unveiling that it was on TV, it was also shown at the theater. We had the family there, and it was quite an event. So to answer your question, yes, done everything. I got another wedding coming up here. We're working on right now.
A wedding at the Mystic
proposal
at the
2
Mystic
weeks ago?
Luxury Cinema.
Yep. We did a proposal down in Madison the other day. The wife had no idea when she walked into the theater that up on the screen would come the proposal.
Wow.
So
I hope she said yes.
she did say yes. I'm pleased to report.
Oh, that is great.
And we got nice pictures of it.
Did you give her free milk duds?
No.
You are so bad.
Yeah. But again, all this shows is the importance of a movie theater to a community. I mean, we're talking about other things that are not even movies.
Well, it becomes a community theater.
Yeah, we've shown World Cup games and the operas, obviously. So it's about any.
And I love when you have shown for free the like Yukon playing, that kind of thing. What a great thing that is to do for a community.
They've taken a kind of world on their own because it's obviously new. So when you have a big game like that, like the Yukon game or a Super Bowl, people are used to either having a party at their home or they go into the their local bars and see the games that way. What they're not used to doing is sitting in a movie theater setting and looking at it on a big screen like that. And so you don't get all the yelling and noise distraction that you would in, say, a bar. So somebody that really wants to concentrate on the game, then every time there was a big play made, they all start, getting excited.
Right.
You get those communal moments.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always better than watching alone at your home.
Yeah,
I
especially.
remember last game we had, I was in Mystic, and a gentleman came up to me and was very, very thankful for what we've done, because he was going to go out to a pub. And he goes, I've done that so many times. I didn't want to just sit there at the bar, just drinking beer, watching the game, and just hearing all this background noise. He goes, he absolutely loved it, the experience.
Well, you might be interested to know that Andrew does a sports show. So the next time you're going to run one of those games, you two could work together. You could come on, he could come on the show or
I've got to
whatever.
experience that at some point. So, a game in a theater. I never knew you guys did that before.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I would have watched some of those Celtics games.
And
or
they
something.
do it for free. That's what I think
It's
is so
unbelievable.
great.
Let me tell you why we do
Oh,
it.
they don't do it for every
Let me tell you
game.
why we
No,
do it
yeah.
for
Just
free.
for the big stuff.
Well, I mean, like, I think I asked, like, did you guys do when the Celtics just were in the finals last year?
I don't believe we did that,
Gotcha.
but we
I
have.
guess he was like the Patriots Super Bowls.
Yeah.
and I think the
I mean,
other Super Bowls.
even if the Patriots aren't playing, we'll usually do the Super Bowl, just because it's such a big thing, and
Sure.
you want to experience that big. And
Well, you
all
said, I'll
wide.
tell you why we did it. You do it to sell stuff and to get people in the habit who might not have come in.
I call what do I call you, walking billboards,
Yeah.
because there may be only 25 people that came down to see that on the big screen. But at the end of the day, I know that I now have 25 walking billboards that are going to go out the next day. And what are they going to talk about? They're going to talk about the experience they had at the theater watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, if you walked into your office the next day and you told them you saw it at the local bar, nobody's going to care, because that's what they've always done. But
Right.
if I came to you and said, you know what, the Super Bowl, I saw it at the theater, right away you're going to question me, right? You're going to say, geez, I didn't know they do that down there. And now all of a sudden we got dialogue going about a game that took place the day before. But if I told you I saw it at the bar of my house, you're not going to care.
Now, sports teams, I know during championships and playoff games have started when their team is on the road, they'll open up the stadium and people can watch it on the Jumbotron, which shows people are craving that big like atmosphere to view it like
Sure they are.
like you're at the game.
Yeah.
The closest thing you're going to get to that anywhere locally is at the theater. You want to see it with other people in that, like, it's almost like a stadium. The rows of seats, communal atmosphere. It's a great
Popcorn, hot dogs, beer.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that I'm still a big fan of my 35 millimeter projectors. However, I will concede that this is one of the things that the digital has given us the ability to bring back a lot of these films, the classics that we were just talking about.
Really diversified, what kind of films we show, what kind of events we do.
We didn't have these options before. You waited for the 35 millimeter prints. So on that end, it's been that change has been very good for us.
Now, a little less up my alley. I know, I guess 2 years ago, whenever Taylor Swift had her big tour and they were showing it in theaters, that must have been an interesting draw of
I was just talking to a mother about that exact subject, and again, showing the importance and the power of a movie theater. Could you imagine being the only parent to send your son or daughter back to school on that Monday, where they were going to tell their classmates they were going to wait to stream it? No,
right.
You have to be part of that event, and that was humongous for us. No different, but so was Deadpool, so was Top Gun.
Right.
So they do come.
Well, with the Taylor Swift thing, didn't you have people dressing up and you had merch?
yeah.
It's an event.
Merch.
I mean, so that was probably the first, step in the right direction post Barbenheimer, because right after or right when Barbie and Oppenheimer released, LA went into writer strikes and actor strikes, over protections against AI. So they basically shut down every single production. Movies were getting pushed because they couldn't be promoted. So nothing, the pictures were still working, but they weren't, going as high and as far as they should have been. But, then you have a third party come in like Taylor Swift, who partnered with AMC to, basically create a film from scratch and self-distribute, kind of circumnavigating the Hollywood system and, allowing theaters to have programming to to make money on, to play, and for people to enjoy.
And look what happened.
People were craving that. They wanted to dress up, they wanted to sing, they wanted to dance, they wanted to come back.
I mean, having gone that one
the buckets.
time, that one and only time, they still dress up for Rocky Horror.
Oh, absolutely.
Not just the actors who come, but
dress up, or in some cases, dress down.
Yeah.
Dress
Yeah,
down.
but I remember, I mean, it was like a 3-ring circus the night I came, watching what was on the screen, watching the RKO Army, and watching the people in the audience.
And how could you have gotten that experience of sitting home watching that on a DVD? Never, never, not that one.
Wouldn't
happen. Rocky Horror is very much a different experience with the RKO Army than it is
Oh, yeah.
streaming it off of Disney Plus.
Oh, those
or
people
wherever
are
you can
very
find
good.
it. Yeah.
They
Oh,
are
they're terrific. They're
very
terrific.
good.
Yeah.
We've been working with them for about 8 or 9 years now.
And then I was so impressed afterwards when you were telling me, well, this one's a doctor in Providence and he's an engineer.
Yes.
And then they were helping you clean the theater
Mhm.
afterwards. They were really very special.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed working with Roy Rossi and his crew for many years now, and they all know that as long as they respect the theaters, they've got a home. So we brought them over here to South County, Mystic. First Friday of every month is Mystic. Second Friday is South Kingstown. But again, we got a third date down in Westbrook this year for the Halloween show.
So I take it you do just as well here as he does. Well, probably better, because do you have it on? No, you can't have it on more than one screen if you've got the Army.
The logistics
you must have it
become
in a bigger.
Yeah.
bigger
Well,
auditorium.
we just because we have more theaters doesn't necessarily mean we have larger auditoriums. Mystic 4 is about 40 seats bigger than our biggest auditorium
Oh, it
here.
is?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so I mean, we, especially on the bigger shows, like they do a Pride Tour show, they do the I think the Halloween one they call the Thriller Tour. And usually the November and December dates do very well as well. But yeah, we'll sell them out. When people are hungry for that. So, and usually it takes
and
about a
October.
month.
Yeah. Oh, sure. You get around Halloween. Now you said
Yeah.
you're going to do a big Halloween show in Westbrook.
Yeah.
That should get people in there.
I've got a huge banner right in the lobby, so everybody that's going to a movie in Westbrook has to look at this banner. So everybody in that area is going to know that Rocky Horror. And again,
it's the 24th.
It's for everybody to come down and have some fun.
Yeah,
that's
good,
great.
innocent fun.
Does the proximity of this theater to URI cause it to outdraw some of your other theaters? Do you see a surge in the fall with this one compared to some of the other theaters?
With certain movies, yes. Like the Hunger Games movie a couple of years ago, Challengers, Saltburn, things that kind of skew to a younger audience. We do get a lot of the URI kids over.
It's a whole different crowd.
Compared to Mystic or Madison, but they each theater's demographics are different.
Do they know
despite being
Rocky
similar.
Horror or their parents?
They all know Rocky Horror.
Everyone knows
Yeah.
Rocky Horror.
But there is a big difference, Raj mentioned, about audiences over here, where you have the beaches. If he gets a day of rain,
we don't have enough popcorn to sell.
Matter of fact, he had one last week. This is interesting. Because of where we are geographically out by the Atlantic right here, the rain hit over here and washed out a day last week. This theater did more than the other three combined.
Wow.
Which that rarely if ever happens.
Wow.
Mystic is different. We have a longer season there where we go into September and October because you have the hotels over there.
Yep.
And we have the other attractions over there, the seaport, the aquarium, where here you don't have
Yeah,
that.
you have a lot of competition in this.
We do.
You really do.
But we also have the I-95 infrastructure there, which
Yep.
brings in a lot more people. This here is more
we tend to surge here. We're not totally consistent, but definitely you've got really, really big days and then some small days.
Well, we had a really rainy spring. You must have done well.
Yeah, the spring was very good here.
Yeah.
I've mentioned last time, one of my best friends has worked here for years, Michael Mancini, and every time he'd have a shift, it would either be, didn't really do much today, it was nice and easy, or it would be the busiest day.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And this is what Raj works so hard is developing a team that understands that, because we've often said that if you're going to work in a movie theater, I guarantee you, if you're going to work 25 hours a week, 12 and a half hours, you're going to run your tail off. There's no doubt that's the nature of this business. But the other 12 and a half are pretty chill. We get our tremendous highs and our tremendous lows. But as Raj knows, as long as you keep your theater up all the time,
It evens out.
it does even
Absolutely.
out. And because there are times, being in the theater business, that Christmas week is, I'll tell you, it's very, very challenging because it's every day, every show. And once the floodgates are open, you can't turn it off. So we can go from, say, a Thanksgiving all the way into the first of the year, and then all of a sudden the second week in January, Raj is down here with just looking for projects to do.
I'm glad to see the big sign over behind you that says special occasion gift packs, because a lot of people think you only have that at Christmas time.
No,
You have that all year round. It's like a gift card in a restaurant.
Raj?
Those they're $54.
$54.
$54.
4 movie tickets, 2 buckets of popcorn, and 4 sodas. So it was designed so that a couple can come back twice, and then also each time they'd each have a large soda or a medium soda and the popcorn. So it's all included in one.
Yeah.
And I believe you told me, and I hope I'm not talking out of turn, that includes refills on the popcorn. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. Our large popcorn, you get a free refill on. It's good for families, especially. I mean, you can, if you're a family of 4, you can eat through that bucket in 10 seconds if you really wanted to.
Raj, this might be a great time for us to also talk about, I don't know if you and Harold talked about our new Real Rewards program that we've rolled out.
No, we didn't. We were talking a lot about marketing and
Right.
all.
So I would just suggest to anybody that's interested, if you're a frequent flyer, go on our website and sign up, and you will be able to get points, just like any other incentive program out there. You'd accumulate.
And they good for food as well as movies?
Right now, yeah, the answer is yes. Right now we have 7 different categories. One might be for a pass, one might be for a popcorn, but we also have them as high as what's like 1,200 points. You can actually get your own free rental. So there are different options. Somebody that wants to save up their points and use them, say they want to have a birthday party, they can use them for those. I think you mentioned special occasion gift pack. I believe one of them is those. So yeah,
we should clarify what you just said, because if people aren't familiar, haven't seen enough of you over the last 6 years, when you said, if you get up to 1,200, you can get a free rental. They're not going Blockbuster in here. You can't go in here and get a movie and take it home. You're talking about renting an auditorium and having a birthday party, a date night, a kids party.
just a date night with 2 people. It could be right. It could be a prom.
Yeah.
But you'd be able to bring 25 of your friends and guests down, and again, you could earn this.
Even post prom. Yeah. Yeah, that is a great idea.
Here's what I like to always say, Rona. One of the things that we really work hard at is to try to never say no. So we get hit every day with different ideas, whether it's somebody making a small film that wants it to be seen. It could be a birthday party. It could be an office visit. We got one just yesterday from the Stonington Fire Department. Every year we do a rental for them. They bring down everybody, and there's a whole dinner there for them, and they get to see a movie. So when we get these requests, what we always do is we go back and we turn it back to the patron and say, what are you trying to accomplish? And we're going to do everything we can not to say no. Now, a lot of times, you mentioned with Harold and Samantha, they are involved in all the scheduling of this. Certain times that we can offer.
They've got a big job. I never realized how hard they work, and you're just sitting back. I had to do that.
I know you did that, but I'm boots on the ground. But yeah, that's what people don't understand, the amount of time and effort that goes on. When you come down to see a movie, all you care about is that 2 hours.
That's right. That's what people say. They come in, they have no idea what goes behind it.
My partner, I can tell you that I will get emails at 11:30 at night, and then the next one's at 5:45 a.m. It never ever turns off, this industry.
And I know what Rona's thinking. And before you ask, no, I don't think that never say no policy extends to free mouth duds.
You're going to pay for those. That's right. She's going to
That's
pay
right.
for those. But no,
Well, it's because I remember what he did when he talked to the Charahoe Rotary.
you like that answer, didn't you?
Yeah, because he got all done giving his, and he was very good. See, I'm giving you a compliment,
I get one
but you
once in
are
a
very
while.
good when you talk about what you care about. And he asked if there were any questions, and one hand shot up, and he said, "How come the?" I don't know if he said milk duds are $7.
He goes, how come you charge me $5 for Swedish fish?
Swedish
He
fish.
barely got the word fish out, and I advised him that I should probably charge him $6, that I was giving him a break.
But you
that-
also then broke it down and
Exactly.
said we make no money on these tickets.
I explained it out, the economics of a movie theater at that point, because like I always say, we don't own the film that we're going to get you into the building, but we own the milk duds we're going to rip you off for.
Yeah.
But
Which is true.
But anybody understands the movie theater business, and once I explain it out to them, you'll see that there's no money that comes from that movie ticket. None. Matter of fact, there's many times where we come up short, where a film may not take enough in.
Because I'm sure there are people that come to something like F1 Superman and they see a packed house and they think, boy, are they raking it in? They're only raking it in if they buy stuff over there.
That's right. And that's why.
And incidentally, it is a hot, hot day out there. So if you've been to the beach and you're on your way home, you're going to take a shower and you're going to just collapse and you don't feel like making dinner, come watch a movie here. You've got great Nathan's hot dogs. Today's National Hot Dog Day. You've got wine, beer, soda, water, popcorn. You can get ripped off for milk duds.
Yep, milk duds are
I
a
need the
rip-off.
popcorn away from me. It's not supper time yet, and I'm already full.
But
this
you can
is so
just-
good.
You can relax. You can actually have dinner at any one of these theaters and see a great movie. Have a great experience. So you can have the beach and this.
As I've often said, when you get a blazing
where it
hot
was.
day, what's cooler than a icy and a large bucket of popcorn in an air-conditioned theater seeing a great movie?
Yeah, there was a man before that came out, a middle-aged, heading toward older man. He was wearing like ski jacket. He said, I know how cold it is in there, but the minute you open that door,
Rona, when
it's
I
nothing.
get questioned often about the state of our industry, and to me, I've given so many different angles on it, on my belief on the theater industry, but people don't have to listen to me. All they have to do is come in these lobbies and just stand here and watch them turn over when the films are right, when the weather's right. The energy that is in these lobbies is incredible. And as
You're not seeing that many people today because it feels like the temperature humidity index, they're talking about 100 degrees
but
out
it's
there.
again, being down South Kingstown,
But
we
now
have the
they can come.
beaches.
Tonight, I bet you'll be packed.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I would think you would be.
And
We need to take a break. We're about 3 minutes too late here. So we are going to take a short break. You're listening to Man About Town. We're actually coming up on our last half hour. And we will be back maybe with Samantha and Harold again because Bill's leaving in a hurry. and we still have Raj with us. And thank God we still had Andrew with us, or I wouldn't know how to work the stuff. But we will be back very shortly.
Game in a fun and meaningful way? Kiefer's Martial Arts on Granite Street has everything you're looking for. Kickboxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and of course, adult karate. It's not just about getting fit, it's about building your self-confidence, discipline, and that unstoppable feeling you get from all your hard work. Stop in to Kiefer's Martial Arts today to sign up.
Are you looking for a fresh cut in Westerly? Step into Rio's Barber Shop in Granite Plaza. Whether it's a classic trim or a trendy new look, we've got you covered. Experience the perfect cut for every age and style in a friendly and relaxed atmosphere. At Rio's, it's not just a haircut, it's an experience. Visit Rio's Barber Shop in the Granite Plaza in Westerly or give us a call to schedule your appointment at 401-315-2208. Your style, our craft, Rio's Barber Shop.
At Dime Bank, we're all about community. It's who we are. Local communities made up of customers, families, and friends. Business owners invested in helping their communities thrive. Dedicated employees committed to giving back in ways that go beyond banking. If your banking relationship leaves you wanting more, come join our community. It's your bank, your choice, your dime.
Hi, I'm AJ Truck.
And I'm Jeff Swiderski with AnnieMac Home Mortgages Momentum Group, your trusted partner in the home buying process.
At AnnieMac, we can strengthen your offer with our innovative program, Cash to Keys, giving you a competitive edge by allowing you to make a cash offer on your new home.
Together, we've helped over 1,000 families move into their dream homes, and we'd love to do the same for you.
Give us a call today at 401-486-0853 to get started.
Wood River Health is my home for health.
Wood River Health is a one-stop shop for primary medical care, dental care, behavioral health, and social services. We care for the members of our community because they are our community. I'm Allison Croak, President and CEO of Wood River Health. Since 1976, our health center has provided high-quality, affordable health care to residents of Rhode Island and southeastern Connecticut. We are your neighborhood health center. Let us be your home for health.
I am Jim Howe. My practice is focused on representing people injured in car accidents, representing people injured in premises liability, represent people in all walks of life. I say all the time that I represent the underdog, and by the underdog I mean the person who is injured and is facing lawyers that are hired by insurance companies. If you unfortunately find yourself injured in an automobile collision or in any other circumstance where insurance may come into play, think of giving me a call.
Hi, I'm Neil Anthus, owner of Sound Financial Partners. We're a full-service financial planning practice dedicated to optimizing your investment, tax, and cash flow strategies. As fiduciaries, we always keep our advisory clients' best interests in mind when making recommendations. Whether you're preparing for retirement or growing your business, we're here to help you achieve your financial goals. Ready to start your journey to financial success? Visit us at our Wesley office or give us a call at 401-642-4333.
Welcome in, everybody. We are down to about the last 22 minutes or so. And look who's back. It's Harold and Samantha Blank from, is it Shoreline Entertainment Group? Is that the correct name? Or
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct,
Oh, all right.
yes.
You had to think about it. I thought I must have done something wrong. Okay. Yeah, this has been fun and it's gone so fast. Before we get to marketing, which was what we were going to talk about an hour and a half ago, what happens when you see any one of you three, when you're not at CinemaCon, you're not in Vegas with eyes on you because everybody's looking at who's there, but just any given week, any given day, you're watching a movie and it stinks. Do you get up and leave, or do you feel compelled that I've got to stay to the end? This is my livelihood.
I have never left a movie. My boyfriend does fall asleep during them, though. That's one thing.
That's very easy to do.
Yeah,
I didn't
I've looked
realize
over
we
many
had the
times.
same mother or something, because I do the same. I do it with TV at night.
I've looked over and I'll be like, oh, never mind.
I think I've only left a few movies.
I don't think
before.
I've
I
ever
They
left
must have
one.
been
handful.
really bad.
They were
then.
very bad. Very like. Yeah, one of them, I know. I very vividly remember. I think it was 2018. There was a Slender Man movie out, and my friend and I were very bored. We were working at a different theater at the time, and had finished up our shift, had nothing to do, so we went to go watch it because we had seen everything else. It was terrible. Watched about 30 minutes of it, left, watched the last hour of Mamma Mia 2, and had 10 times a better time in that than
Solid
anything else.
movie.
Yeah,
So
great.
when
I love that
Laurence
movie so
Olivier was drilling Dustin Hoffman, you didn't get up and run in the lobby like a lot of women like me did. Yes. Oh my God.
I think when I worked in a movie theater in high school, the one movie that people left was 12 Years a Slave.
That's fair.
So
You know,
and it
I know
ma-
the name,
It's a
but I
hard
don't.
watch.
and
I
it makes
no
sense,
idea.
but that was the one movie that in my head that I'm like, I remember people constantly leaving it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's one.
I'm trying to think. I
So
feel
you're
like there was
talking
one
about when you
recently.
said when I was at another theater, you're saying when I was. So you're lifers. I mean, you had no chance. You've just been doing this forever, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
It was never. I'm going to do something exciting like be an accountant or
I
something.
actually never thought I would do this. I went in to college going into the medical field
So I was going to say, what did you major in? The medical field?
originally, and then that changed pretty quickly.
I was going for music education before I switched to film, and then COVID happened, or before COVID happened, I started working for Bill and Harold, and then just went from there. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty special guys. I mean, I've heard about you for a long time, but he doesn't say enough good stuff about you.
He shouldn't.
I mean,
No.
he doesn't trash you, but he doesn't say enough good stuff about you. He kind of is, I'm the smiling one. I'm the front of the house. He just buys me.
I'm an industry veteran.
Yeah.
And in an industry that's got a lot of change.
What made you start in Argentina?
I was working actually for Hoyt Cinemas, a Australian company, and they were expanding all over the world. And they asked me if I wanted to go live in Chile or Argentina, and I said yes. They said I could choose, and I went to Buenos Aires and to Santiago, Chile, and fell in love with Buenos Aires. It's just it's a great city.
So you were born there. Do you remember it, or did you not stay that long?
No, didn't stay as enough at that point. But Sam's been there a number of times since. We were actually back there a few years ago. She was born at the San Isidro Jockey Hospital. It was beside a racetrack.
I was going to say you should be a lot shorter then.
San Isidro Jockey Club. I want to go back and talk about something that you brought up on the marketing, and Sam can talk more on it because she gets more involved with the studios and everything. But the trailer drop has become a giant event for a movie. Now let Sam tell. Someone will say, "What's a trailer drop?"
Yeah, I was going to say, what's well, I know when you're dropping a record or dropping a book, is it the same
It's
thing
about
with the
it's
trailer?
the same thing. They utilize YouTube as their platform, and to dictate their success on it is about how many views this trailer will get. And there's anticipation built behind so many different franchises, so many different films. There's anticipation built behind directors that people are waiting for trailers to get literally just 2 minutes and 30 seconds of a movie that you might not see for another 6 to 8 months.
Or less if it's a teaser.
Or
You know,
less.
sometimes
It's like a 30
seconds. Yeah.
And studios have built this anticipation with, they will even drop a 15-second trailer the day before saying trailer tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just to build up that.
To make sure you're going to be there to watch it.
Exactly.
What's happening right now with Universal's Odyssey?
Oh yeah.
Odyssey. The Odyssey with Christopher Nolan as director comes out July 2026, so a year from now. They are playing the trailer in front of Jurassic World, currently in theaters.
Wow.
And
It's
that is the only
actually
way-
attached to
It's
the
actually-
film, so
yeah.
you can't. It's not us programming
Yeah.
it. It's literally
It is
Universal has
right
put
before,
it on
and
the
it's
feature.
right before.
Yeah.
And there is all over the internet, if you look, there's people joking about how they are only going to Jurassic World so they could see this trailer because you can't see it anywhere else right
And
now.
nothing happens for a year.
Yeah.
And nothing will happen for a year.
The same
Well,
thing
I-
happened with Phantom Menace and Meet Joe Black. I think the Brad Pitt movie, right? People were buying tickets for Meet Joe Black just to see the Star Wars trailer and then leaving before the movie even started.
Incredible. That is incredible.
So,
They actually, speaking of Odyssey, they are actually putting IMAX tickets on sale for Odyssey next week. And this movie
Whole
doesn't come out
year.
for a whole year.
Whole year before the movie even starts.
So we talk about marketing. Go back 30, 40 years ago. We see an ad on TV or something.
Right.
Hear a lot of radio ads. You open up the Boston Globe on Friday, and it's just like all these advertisements for movies.
That's right.
Open up the newspaper.
They don't get any of that business.
Open up
now,
that
the
newspaper
newspapers.
today. None. You
No.
still get a little radio business, and certainly there are ads on YouTube and different streaming channels and everything,
Social
and that's still there.
medias.
However, this whole creating excitement a year out, like on Odyssey, you can't see the trailer unless you go to see the movie Jurassic Rebirth, World Rebirth.
That's just amazing.
Putting tickets on sale 1 year ahead of time. What they're doing is reaching for the stars and just throwing shit against the wall. Can I say that?
Yeah, you did.
Sometimes,
Yeah,
sometimes as to what will work. But they, Chris Nolan wants to create excitement 12 months out for his movie.
But he's got to keep that going. He's
Oh,
got it now. He's got to keep
I
it
think
going.
he's backed by a great studio, though.
Yeah,
when it
Universal
comes to this,
treats him like
because
royalty.
Universal,
So they let him do whatever he wants.
but they also Universal themselves, they're great at marketing, and they put the money into marketing.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at any of the films they release, whether it's huge, they are putting money into their marketing. That's one thing, and so they're lucky, or he's lucky that he's able to work with them.
I remember asking Bill last year. I said, when people went to see Wicked, most of them not knowing, and they're watching it, and they're having a good time, and all of a sudden it goes, and see you in November of 2025. How many people got really ticked off? He said they didn't.
Well,
they got excited
when
for
they
it.
first announced, maybe a year and a half before Wicked came out, they announced that it was going to be in 2 parts.
But a lot of people don't pay
It did
attention.
fluff
They
some
just
feathers,
don't.
I think, but it really didn't do. I think it was a great choice because John M. Chu made a decision that he wanted to give it the justice it deserved. And it's a story that needed that, and it worked. Not every time it works, but it does work.
Wicked is a film from a play that's 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Right.
2 hours total. And they have made total almost 5 hours
really
of filming. And you would say, how are you gonna do that and make it interesting? They made a great movie in Wicked, and I'm going to assume there's a great movie in Wicked for Good.
Yeah. Well, there'll certainly be an audience for it. Because people are going to go, even if it turns out not to be that good. They're going.
There's
because
2
they've been
groups of
waiting
people
a
that are
year.
going. There's people who know that already what happens, and there's people who just saw Wicked for the first time and don't know what happens, which is crazy. But there are people like that.
Yeah.
So there's so many different people going to see that movie.
I know there was a similar situation with the second Spider-Verse movie, which was fantastic. But
Exact
a lot
same
of
situation.
Yeah, people didn't know it, except it's kind of worse. People didn't know it was going to have a second part. I can't remember. So I feel like somebody told me that driving to the theater, I was like, oh, there's the surprise.
I knew going into the movie, and I still got confused at the end of it. So.
But what happened is now the delays in production, nobody actually knows when this third part is coming out, and it left on such a cliffhanger.
They finally put out a date. I think
Did
it's
they?
like first weekend in June in 2027.
2027.
So it's still a long ways away, but it's
we're halfway through
the wait is
Yeah.
worth it. I'm
Oh,
sure. I'm sure it will.
There's a movie that when I came out of it, I was confused. You know, we go to movies, we think we know what we're seeing, we think we know what's going to do business. I was clueless. I had to go back to it a second time after it opened to rave reviews, people saying this is one of the best movies ever. And I said, I saw that. What did I see? Now, when I see a movie or we go to screenings, we're with 3, 7, 9, 10 people. You know, it's in the morning. Who knows how you feel? You know, and I've walked out of movies not knowing whether they work or they don't work. And I'm pretty good at it. But that movie, I don't know. Maybe I fell asleep.
I was the complete opposite. I
Those
was
two
buzzing when I
movies
saw
are
it.
terrific.
I liked that second part better than the first one even. Yeah, but they ran into some issue too because they have to replace the actor for Miles, or they had to, right?
No,
They didn't
still
replace
there.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Okay, I had heard they were thinking about it, but maybe that was just
I think
speculation.
production on those movies is just so intense.
Yeah,
because there's so many different styles
It's
going on.
so complex
Yeah.
and intricate, which is amazing. They're great, but I think they definitely got in over their heads when they announced that the third would be a year after.
Yeah.
When they probably hadn't had anything done with it yet.
Yeah.
For reference for our viewers, that came out in May or June of 2023, and so that's a
Thank
4-year
you.
gap. That's
Thank you for
a
that,
4-year gap.
When they originally
it was-
promised it was a year later.
Yeah, from the first to the second, it was a 5-year gap.
Yeah.
So you're getting about the same weight.
Yeah.
I think it's just
If they make a great movie, let
who
them wait.
cares.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Sometimes
every
I
time
think
it'll
that
be
they
worth
rush
the wait.
things out.
Yeah. Marvel fell into that trap. They were trying to rush out so many new movies after Endgame came out that it just became overload.
There's a different story on that. and that
Yeah.
is
Some leadership issues.
When the leadership at Disney changed pre-COVID, they instructed Marvel to expand the number of pieces they make, films, TV shows, or whatever, in order to feed the streaming. And it went overboard. And not only did it go overboard, they made bad product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and they are still struggling to get out of that. They have done some things recently by rehiring the studio you and I went to, the directors.
Who?
Mother, daughter. Remember the guy we went to in Hollywood?
Oh, Mahershala Ali, or
HBO.
that's right.
Yes, they
Yeah,
rehired
yeah.
the Russo brothers for.
What drives these companies? Is it strictly the money it's making, or the money?
I think for some of them, probably, or some
are
people
they,
within the
are
industry.
they listening to people?
I think
the
they-
average person as well as the school people who've been in the business
I
a
think
long time.
with Disney bringing back the Russo brothers to direct the next 2 Avengers films, that is them listening to the people, and that's what they thought would be the only solution. But I think there is other factors.
I think money definitely drives the conversation.
Oh, it's got to when
I
you're
mean,
talking the kind
it
of
drives the
money it's
business.
We're talking the
but,
big. These are
it's
big corporations.
Yeah, you can't take. I mean, you absolutely could take a gamble and a risk on something as big as like the next Avengers movie.
Yeah,
but Disney's going to want to play it safe, make $2 billion, and then go out the other side and make better movies after that.
They have definitely said put the brakes on Marvel, the maximum of 2 movies a year, and working with the Russo brothers who did some of their biggest hits.
Yeah.
You know, there are 6 major studios. That's it. There are a bunch of smaller ones that
That's
make
all
movies.
it is now.
But there are really there's Warner Brothers. You know, there is Sony.
Mhm.
There is the Walt Disney Company, which owns Fox underneath it. There is Universal, which owns Focus, and there is Paramount, which is in the midst of hopefully a transition where Skydance is purchasing the company from the Redstone family of Boston. And as soon as
Redstone, like Sumner?
yes, yeah,
Okay.
as soon as our wonderful president allows the thing to go through. And I think that'll happen soon because he did settle his lawsuit with
Which
Paramount
one? Like any lawsuit.
over what happened with 60 Minutes interview.
Yeah.
They just settled that.
They just settled. So I think you'll now see Skydance come in, and Skydance is owned by David Ellison and I presume Larry Ellison is part of it, but that's Oracle. So there is big money behind this new group coming to Paramount, and I think it's exciting. Skydance is behind the Mission Impossible movies.
So what chance do students, I think about like the Tisch School, NYU, you've got kids going to school right now and they're in film and that's what they want to do. They want to make a great movie. What shot do a couple of kids without a lot of money have? It must be pretty tough to go in and pitch.
I actually think today
guys.
they have more of a chance than
Really?
ever before because you can make a movie on your iPhone, and if
Well,
you
yeah,
you
but
can
then-
show creativity, by using an iPhone as the camera. Now you say, well, what chance do they have to get into
but
pitch?
what if they want to pitch Skydance? What if
Yeah.
they want to pitch Paramount?
Get up off your butt and go out there and open the door. Is it hard? Yes.
Oh,
Is
it's
it
gotta be
doable?
murderous.
Yeah.
Because everybody
I
thinks
think
they're going to make
anything
it.
is doable. I think if it's hard, obviously, because of the nature of the beast of the corporations, these big behemoth companies.
And there are smaller studios and smaller distribution companies that are focused on A24. There's Neon and there's Sony Picture Classics. These are all smaller distribution companies who are putting out constant product, and they are bringing in these first-time directors, these first-time producers, and they're focused on
But
that.
do your theaters buy stuff?
Yes.
You
Oh,
do.
yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
We play
Absolutely.
Neon, we play everything. We try to.
If we had more screens, we'd play more. Because as Sam originally said, the best thing you can do for your theater is have a diversity of product. Old movies, new movies, classics. We do a fun every Wednesday and Friday $2 series every summer for 10 weeks of just smaller kid movies.
Yeah, you do.
Speaking
And
of
you do really well with
small
that.
movies. You want to talk about Bad Shabos?
But yeah, Bad Shabos is a movie from Menemsha Films in LA. It's a Jewish Israeli company, and as a matter of fact, I think why I'm playing it is the person distributing it in the United States is a close friend of mine for years. But there's avenues.
Mm-hmm.
You come out of college, you come out of film school, you come out of, how about the number of things that are discovered on YouTube? Whether it be music, whether it be.
It also depends on what your definition of making it is, because making it could be just getting your foot in the door, getting onto a film set, or making it could be directing the next
a
Avengers movie.
Good film, and making back some of the money it took to make it.
I've
Because
got.
I don't imagine you make it.
Yeah,
You always make the money back.
I've got friends who are making their living right now on film sets in Rhode Island. On M. Night Shyamalan's movie, Real
Right.
Housewives of Rhode Island.
That's where you start.
The last James L. Brooks movie. There's plenty of opportunity out there. To live a life in film, and
We've
it just
got
depends
about
on
a
yours.
minute and a half. So
Depends on your drive, is all. Yeah.
okay. Any final thoughts?
Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you for coming. It's
Go to
great
the
finally
movies.
meet you.
It's the movies are a great business. Like any business,
It's a great buy for people too today. for
like any business over years, it changes. But it's a fun time.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had people say, geez, if I go to the movies, that's a $15 ticket. Used to be 50 cents. It was 50, how old are you? I'm 70. When was it 50 cents? Well, when I was 8. There's a big difference. And,
lot of
and,
stuff
and
has
what did your
happened.
car cost? And what does your house cost? It's still.
People are spending money.
Oh,
and
they certainly
so-
are.
And they won't stop.
No.
So.
And they love entertainment. They do. And I thank you all for coming. I thank you. And 1 week in advance, I wish you happy birthday.
Thank you.
Have a good time at the Mets, even though you should be at Fenway with a real team.
We're not the Yankees.
Well, we'll talk. Next week, we will have Lee Eastbourne, who is the executive director of the Johnny Cake Center. We will have him, and we'll have Jean Gagne, a former Westerly town councilor, and he has a brand new initiative he's going to tell us about. Because we will probably not be in our new studios next week, Ben and I have been talking. We're going to be on the road again. Maybe we'll be with the Mets. Nah, I grew up with the New York Yankees. Sorry, I could never go to a Mets game. Anyway,
We thank you, and remember, you too can own a popcorn bucket.
yes,
that
and
holds
hopefully
341 ounces of corn.
341 ounces. But you know what? You said that before. Raj said a family can blow through a big one so fast. The popcorn goes all the way down, right?
Yeah.
You get 4 little grubby hands in there. That can go pretty quick, I
Yeah.
am sure. But come to a movie, go to the beach if it's hot during the day. But
Come watch a
make
movie at
sure
night.
you take a shower before you come here. But come here, go have a hot dog on hot dog night. Go have a beer, get some popcorn and candy, and then go to a nice, cool auditorium and see a great movie. Have a great week. And as I always say to everyone, make sure you take a chance. Just don't do it on the highway. But if you never take a chance in life, you don't know how good things can be. Have a great one.